think we gotta look into that a little bit more. But like repairs and maintenance, I mean, again, after we go in and we're remodeling and we remodel units, and even if it's partially or fully, whatever, I mean, there's just on the back end of that, there's a lot less repairs and maintenance than what someone else who doesn't put a lot of money back in their properties, a lot of CapEx back in their properties.
Yeah, yeah. And that's how we'll look at it too when we're valuing a property, right? If we're factoring in $2-3 million of CapEx, then all right, we can bring your R&M down for the first few years.
Which is huge, because then again, you take R&M down, right? You take utilities down. What happens in my NOI? It goes up. Plus, if we're increasing rents right now, as your NOI goes up, for every dollar of NOI is about, depending on the cap rate, 15 to $20 of value to the building, right? So if I can, every dollar of, and I've gotten my entire team to understand this, like every dollar that we can save on utility that drops now to our bottom line is $15 to $20 of property value. Yeah. Well, that 15 to 20, if it's $20 of property value, I can go out and get a loan again against that and get another $10 of loan. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Proceeds.
So I can get a second mortgage or whatever to then pull my equity back out and go to the next project.
Yeah.
So it's a value, it's cash flow, it's value, it's a lot of different ways to look at it.
One thing that I wanted to make sure we talked about today that's interesting, and it's kind of a kudos to you, but just in general for anybody investing or operating. So I have a good friend and client who is they're an equity firm, right? So they do these JVs with someone like yourself, a sponsor, and they'll write, $3 to $20 million checks. And they were telling me there's really a question of how much is it the deal. How much is the success attributed to the deal itself, and how much is the operator or the jockey, right? Like you mentioned earlier, like if you buy a good deal in a bad neighborhood, you can't change it's a bad neighborhood, right? Yeah. And I think with apartments and commercial in general, everyone talks about location, and that is super important. Don't get me wrong, but the operator is still a huge component of it, especially if you're going to be a more operationally intensive business plan, like a value add or construction, for example.